Yo!
Yo!
Mike, Stacy, you guys want to ring the bell?
Yo, 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 3 yo-yos.
Ding, ding.
Round
Ding,
6. Look at this.
Ding, ding.
I'll tell you
Welcome
what.
to round 6, guys.
You know what? Stacey, I got to tell you, I have seen my share of ring card girls, and you blow them all away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Totally.
No one waves the ring card like you, okay?
Do it again. Bring it back.
One more time. Let's get it for all the guys at the bar that's watching right now. This is for you at the VFW. That's right, pal. You on the stool. Look at her wave that sign.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, from the shoulders up, it's
That's
just fine.
Awesome.
I'm sure cancel culture will now yell at me for that.
Oh, whatever.
Jeez.
And we're done.
And we're done.
Good night, everybody.
we got literally a minute in, guys.
Mike is never being canceled.
I know. I mean, could you imagine that? My God.
Canceled on the Rocky Files.
My
First
God.
time ever.
You know, that actually brings up, there's something that we didn't talk about in our little pre-show thing.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you guys, a very quick short story. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I had Temple University, big college in Philly? I had to do 3 classes for a tour. Every year they run a pop culture class. One year it's about Harry Potter, another it's about The Godfather. And these students this year, it was all about Rocky, the original Rocky. And the professor had seen me on several interviews and TV shows and whatever. And so he said, Mike, I need you to educate these kids. They have some very negative thoughts on Rocky. And so the kids got in the car, and I literally wanted to punch every one of them in the mouth. It took all of my strength not to.
Why?
What were they
Because
saying?
they victimized all of Rocky. In other words, they were viewing Rocky with glasses of 2019. That's when I took them. And
Oh, boy.
it was 1976. So like when Rocky has Adrian in the apartment and he puts his arms up to block her in, right away, date rape. Okay.
Yeah.
Right away. Apollo Creed was the stereotypical lazy African American back in the 70s, right?
Right, right.
And I had to explain to them, no, it wasn't that. It was Muhammad Ali who took the fight with Chuck Wetner too lightly, and that was the catalyst for Sly to kind of. And so I had to break it all down for them throughout the entire day. And
did they understand after?
Yeah. To their credit,
good.
each and every one, Anthony, understood. Okay, we're looking at a movie from another time. That you know,
attitudes were much different.
Much different. So now think about that scene today. Those scenes. Would it play today? Would it get grief? Would it get that cancel thing? I don't know.
But you can do that with everything now. Like
you
can. Watch. Oh man, you pick a sitcom. I mean, sometimes I watch Seinfeld, or I watch Friends, or I watch these old shows. And sometimes you're like, ooh, you can't say that now.
And just the comedians too. If you watch stand-up comedians just only 10 years ago.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Not even the 90s, like not that long ago. You're like, ooh, you can't say that now.
Exactly.
So it's interesting.
But that was even, you look at the 40s, the 50s.
Right.
Those are like
wildly. Look at Archie Bunker. I mean, you can't say that stuff.
No,
you can't say that stuff in the 80s and the stuff that happened in the 70s. You can't say it now. So that's how it is.
It definitely gets cringy, but it's growth. You know what I mean? The fact that it's cringy, it should be cringy. You know what I'm saying? And so
it's progress.
It
is progress, and I just thank God that they all came around, and I did not have to break any of their thumbs.
But you can't do that now.
You can't go randomly break people's thumbs, Anthony.
You couldn't
breaking kneecaps.
You can't. It's like that one episode in The Sopranos where Tony's crew, they go to like a Jamba Juice to shake him down for money or something, and they go, "We got no money here. It's non-cash." He goes, "It gets credit card up to our office. There's no money here. You break my thumbs, there's gonna be another guy come in. It don't make a difference." I thought, boy, that's the way the world's going.
Yeah,
funny.
For
it's
sure.
just funny. So what else is happening in our little universe here at the Rocky Files days?
Do you want me to go? Okay, Megalodon fans.
Yes.
Megalodon fans. Okay, we just finished the fedora contest, and I was blown away by the response we got on that. And so we're running another one, which I'm going to be starring Anthony to announce that one. You'll see that picture in a couple days. But anyway, our submissions were Joe at Monjaman, and then Brad Mahar, Jeff Mealy, Larry Brem, and then Jess Jr. He's at Rocky.j. Elise Bald. This young lady.
I love her.
Oh my God.
I really have a personality crush on this young lady. And she's amazing. She really
I want everyone to go back to that post and go check out her page. No flies on this young lady. She can take care of herself. I was wildly she's on my list.
She took the tour a while back, and I gotta get her. We gotta get her here talking.
She was dynamite.
She even got a chance to talk to Sly not too long ago.
Yeah.
So you got to get her on.
Yeah. Austin, of course, from episode 2, Tony C, Mr. Logia.
Robert Logia, Tony C.
Yeah.
I can't unsee that now.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Unsee it.
And the fact that it was his mother or grandmother that actually had
met. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know.
Crazy.
Moving on, Chris from episode 5 had his fedora on, and then Marco. My shameless plug of the week is Marco from the UK. He has a great fan page. Going the distance. Rocky Balboa.
Right.
So you have to type in the whole thing, but he's got a great page. So those were our fedora folks. A lot of questions about the Rocky Files t-shirt, which I have begun answering. The moment we have 1,000 followers, I think is a good time.
Yeah.
To consider the t-shirt because people are asking about it. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So when we hit that 1,000, and anyone who wants to help us do that,
let's go, people.
Let's go. And then
t-shirts.
Kate from the UK.
But hey, before we get to our friend Kate, the fedora, do we pick a winner? How does that work?
Well, I think they all looked nice.
They all won.
Oh, everybody gets a trophy. Okay.
Participation.
Because we have to, I guess the cat's out of the bag now. We probably should tell everyone what we were going to do. We were going to give away a brand new Mercedes SL.
Yes.
Yeah, it was going to be a write-off, so no problem. We were going to give it away to the best hat winner, but you know what? Like Stacey said, you all look so amazing in the hat. Yeah, you're all winners to us. So
we returned it.
We did return it.
Yeah,
we did. We did.
Too bad too, because we painted it like Rocky III's motorcycle. So
we did. But Anthony, how did it get 50,000 miles on it? It was brand new off the showroom.
I had to break it in.
Oh, okay.
Bueller.
Yeah.
I had to drive it to Philly from Toronto. Well,
there was a trunk full of plumber's tape in the back.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Plumber's tape. Good for you, Mike.
And of course. Are you kidding me? I put my share of shower heads on.
Good for you.
Are you kidding? And sink faucets and whatnot.
Look at them.
Anyways, what else is happening?
Anyway, in writing, I have a promise from Kate from the UK.
Oh, what is she saying?
She is meeting Sly in 6 weeks. So I'm like, that's perfect. I said, we're going to get back in touch with you, and you're going to come on and talk about Sly and how it all went. And she agreed to it. So I was like,
that's awesome.
Let's see. So then we have 2 questions. I'm going to do the first one, and Anthony's going to do the second one. So this was interesting. Justin from Babelio. Is there a significance to the turtle on the chair? The scene where he's, no shenanigans because women weaken legs. And he just says, go make the meat. Because the turtle, he goes, is there a significance to the turtle sitting on the chair and that painting behind the couch there? Was that one of Sly's? And does he put artwork in of his on purpose? Because he also noticed a lot of art on the walls during Rocky V in the basement too. And so he was just curious about, does he put those little tidbits in?
So
himself?
Yeah, like Sly's stuff himself. He was curious about what the turtle, if there was a significance to the turtle and the painting. It's almost like, it's a very interesting painting, but it's almost like there's a shadow face behind the main face. So I didn't know if you.
Yeah. And he's talking from the original Rocky 1 scene when he's sitting on the couch.
Right.
Yeah. No, nothing. That was the people, the actual the house in Kensington where where Paulie lived. I'm almost positive Burt Young, and I could be wrong, and maybe Burt Young could be misremembering. But when I went to Burt's house, he had told me that they did film inside the house, and that when he threw the turkey out the back door, he was messing with the guys in the back door. He would pretend to throw the turkey one way, and then he would throw it the other, and they were there with a blanket to catch the turkey because they only had one turkey to use and reuse.
Right.
Burt told me it was at the house, so that then logically tells me that's just the people's art that they had there because they had no money in the original Rocky to really overly decorate anything. And I don't think Sly would have had the kind of pull to kind of put art up in.
Gotcha.
I don't think so. I've never asked Sly that question, but that's the answer I got from Burt Young. So that's all I have.
So that's interesting. I didn't realize that was just somebody's real house, real living room, real couch.
According to Burt. That's what it was.
Okay. So awesome. So Anthony Gurdip Verdi. This was interesting. Do you want me to read it and then we'll get into it? Okay. So Gurdip says there is a rare interview with Tony Burton on YouTube where he talks about a very rare deleted scene from Rocky IV. Go to YouTube search engine, type in Nuke the Fridge interviews Tony Burton. I found this a massive plot changer to the overall story. So Anthony, you watched the video, right?
I did. After he sent it, I went to check it out because I never heard of it. I had to see what he was talking about. And and in this clip, Tony Burton is asked, I forget the question or how it came up, but his answer to he said his favorite movie was Rocky IV, and it was why Apollo had died. So he said that Apollo got, the night before the Apollo Drago fight, he got a message, a dream from God, saying that he had to sacrifice himself. So in the fight, Apollo dies, and that's supposed to set up Rocky now fighting Drago in Russia. Rocky's going to defeat Drago, which in a way now there's peace in the U.S. and the Soviet Union, peace for the world, peace for the two countries, what have you. It's supposed to set up peace. So that was his explanation as to why Apollo had to die in Rocky IV.
Mike's chomping at the bit here.
This is what Tony Burton said in this video, pretty much.
That's why we have Mike to straighten it all out.
Yeah, this is why we love this stuff.
First of all, I want to say I have never asked Sly about this. I definitely will at the premiere November, Rocky IV. I will definitely ask him. But I actually spoke to Tony Burton about this very thing. Many years ago, when I first started getting into all of this, I was doing conventions. So I still do them. I'll get hired to work the door. Me and a Ben Franklin and the Philly Fanatic, these Comic-Cons, and Burton was there signing. And so he was in the back. And after I was all done, I was allowed to go in and mingle or whatever. And so I went over to him, and I had literally just seen this Nuke the Fridge thing. And it sounded so cockamamie to me. If it is true or was true, thank God they didn't use it because it sounded crazy. It was just so insane. I don't know how it could be true. Maybe it was. Here's what Tony Burton said to me. He goes, I was so stoned when I answered that. He goes, I don't know. I don't know what I even said. He goes, I don't even know where that came from. That was his answer.
I gotta say, when I was watching it, I had to rewind. Because it's not a great video. It's a little grainy. It's hard to hear. And I had to put the phone to my ear because it was a little odd. It was odd.
Very odd.
And I'm thinking as Sly going, this is why he's writing the scene. Like, this is what Sly is. He's writing the scene thinking this is why I have to kill off sounded a little odd, but it was him, and maybe he was a little high. I don't know, man.
No, he was a lot high when I was with him.
Right. Oh, okay.
It was wafting off. The happy smoke was wafting off of him. He loved his Happy Smoke. There's no doubt about it. And he even told me that. And I was like, okay, well, that kind of explains it. He didn't even remember. Didn't even remember that interview. Nothing. So wouldn't it be funny, though, if this was real and Sly has it in the movie?
Yeah.
Like in the recut. What if something like
oh my gosh, right.
Like it sounds so out there, man.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It really does. And I don't know if we don't know if it's true. We're gonna have to wait and find out in November. But there's a lot of Happy Smoke, or I don't know who these guys are. Maybe he was just messing with them.
Maybe he could have been, but that's the honest to God answer I got from him at the time. So you know,
it was an interesting video though. It's we love these little things that we can talk about, but.
Well, even for Rocky 5, I was just talking about this the other day. We're going to cut to our. I was going to tell a story. I was going to tell this really, really long story, but maybe I'll save it for the next time about the Rocky contest. But I remember with Rocky 5, John Avildsen. I always felt John Avildsen was a little off his game too. He was going to do like some ghost image of Rocky sees Mickey speared or something, and I didn't understand that versus the remembering Mickey. I thought they did it better that way, you know.
But definitely.
That's just me. But there's some crazy things in the Rocky world. Anyways,
which we love.
We have, I think, an interview of a very energetic guy, don't we?
We do.
This guy.
Hold on.
Get ready.
Before Stacy says who we have. Fasten your seatbelts.
You had a few. Didn't you have a couple tidbits you wanted to read? You said something about Mr. T, or do we have time?
Do we have time?
Yeah. What were you going to say about Mr. T?
I just have a very quick fact about which I didn't know. Mr. T and Clubber Lang, how he was supposed to come back in Rocky Balboa.
Right.
So basically, he was supposed to be in Rocky Balboa. It was supposed to be just like a cameo, not the whole film, but. An early version of Stallone's script for Rocky Balboa saw Clubber Lang return quite the changed man. Now retired from the game, Clubber was going by his given name of James and had become a born-again Christian. And he had aspirations of what the point of him being in the film was. He was going to be like George Foreman was, and he was going to take up commentary ringside. And he was going to kind of do that at Rocky's fight and give insight, because obviously he knows him very well.
Right.
So that would have been a very, very cool little scene. Never happened for whatever reason. Some people said it was money, or nobody really knows. Nobody really knows, but
I'm pretty sure it might have been cash. But
it could have been some cash. Who knows? But I would have loved to see that.
No, that would have been great. Are you kidding me? That would have been a fantastic scene. Sometimes the old greenbacks speak pretty loud. And,
exactly.
That's why Apollo Creed wasn't in Rocky Balboa. Carl Weathers just wanted too much money for it, and Sly was like, I don't have it. What am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
I don't have it. But speaking of insight, that was great insight, and that leads us to another guy who's got some great insight. This guy that we're gonna meet. When we first, when he was waiting for us to bring him in to interview, he was literally in a parking lot bench pressing a Buick. He was so energetic. I never saw anybody do this before.
He was pulling a school bus full of kids.
This guy was amazing. Stacy, who are we going to say?
So Lorenzo Leonard, he is a riot. He's doing a lot of his own films. He's a writer, he's an actor, he's a director, and he's wearing all hats the way Stallone does. He was so inspired by that. High energy. And he is now going to be our Rocky Files street correspondent. And wait till you see a couple videos we're going to put in here, sneak in before we're going to do one. We're going to sandwich it. We're going to do one before and one after his interview. But he's literally in Southern California on the street asking, why do you like Rocky? It is a riot what he has sent us. So hang on.
He's a Rocky correspondent on the street, a Rocky Files correspondent.
That's amazing.
No one better for it. Fasten your seatbelts, guys.
Fasten your seatbelt. He's so
Here comes
fun.
Lorenzo.
Here he comes.
How has the Rocky movies inspired you? You know, it showed me that, you know, you can persevere and get through anything, you know.
Right.
You know, any troubles come your way, just knock them out.
It's knocking out all these politicians, you know what I mean? Just keep going, you know what I mean? Never give up, you know what I mean? Just
it's so true with the Rocky movies. Never give up. Right. What's your favorite Rocky movie?
I would say
they're all good, but part 3 is pretty good.
It's so true. It's like 3 and 1. It's all good.
3 and 1. Yep.
Guys, thank you so much. Let's see your best Rocky pose. Whoa, yeah. Check us out, guys.
Listen, we have this guy, Lorenzo. This guy, I thought I was mentally irregular when it comes to Rocky. This guy takes the cake.
Yes.
Stacy,
yes.
before we give Lorenzo the floor, why don't you tell us how you came to accrue this friendship with this unique, handsome, bizarre individual?
So I see him. I think you tagged me in that, or tagged the Rocky Files in that video. He's running around the apartment like a crazy man, going, "Who loves Rocky more than Daddy? Who needs to be on the Rocky Files?" And he's going crazy, running around and around his house.
That was a great video.
Oh my! It was so funny. We'll have to play that as part of this.
That was the F one. Not to mention, I emailed her like 5 or 6 times an initial thing about me, and then I went, "You don't understand. I'll never give up." Another email. "I'll never give up. I love Rocky. I have his attitude in my heart and mind. Please."
Right.
And then you sent me the whole email. He sent me the whole story via email. It's beautiful. So
wow.
And then we got on Zoom and we talked for a while. You were like one of the easiest decisions. I'm like, yes, we're having this guy on. He's got so many layers.
So excited.
Yeah, so many
if
stories.
Not the easiest decision ever. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, super easy. Yeah. So I'm just gonna let you go. Just go. Start. Yeah. I don't know if you want to go linearly. Just start from.
I want to know about the shirt. I want to know what Rocky attitude. What would you tell us about that, Lorenzo?
Absolutely. So now I know Rocky, what the movies are. Okay. I started watching Rocky by Rocky 3. That's when I first learned. So then everywhere we went, whether it be baseball, karate, or working on something, my dad, from a distance, he would scream Rocky attitude, or he would just say, which he said it to me so much. He said, you're an underdog like Rocky. So if you put this in your heart and mind, whenever your things are tough, whenever you feel like you're just not going to win, that'll play in your head and you'll never give up. And since then, it's always been that way. So if I'm tough, if things aren't going well, I hear it in my head. I'll play some Rocky music and I'll never give up. I might not win, but I didn't give up.
Right.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah. And then my dad died 5 years ago.
Okay.
And after he died, my wife is saying, that Rocky attitude, why don't we put it on shirts and sell it? I'm like, what do you mean put it on shirts? I can't put it on shirts. I'm sure. I don't think I can, because it didn't come from Rocky. They'll think it did, So she's like, well, what did your father tell you? Never give up. So what's the worst they say? No. So I followed the trademark and it got accepted.
Wow. There you go. Now it's a philosophy, Rocky attitude. It is literally a philosophy.
I love that you say that, because I tell people this isn't a movie. It's a way of life. It's a philosophy.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's very much. I'm going to go uber geek right here.
Please do.
It's like the Jedi. It really is. The Jedi was a form of religion. It was a way of life. It was a philosophy that these men and women, creatures from other star systems, lived their life. And so you can take a lot of, and I know I'm super geeking out here, but you can take a lot of the Jedi religion, the Jedi beliefs, and you can apply it to today to become a very good person. And of course, I did that with Rocky. And Lorenzo, seems like you did that. Stacy, Anthony, same thing.
Yeah, 100%. You are dead on. You can almost hear like in 5 when he's down and he hears Mickey in his head. It's the same thing. I hear Rocky, the speech, everything. Yeah. Any Rocky, you hear it,
right?
And that's what I loved about Rocky is he really wasn't the best fighter, but he had something that nobody else had. Is first of all, if his wife tells him you can win, I don't care who you are, you're going down.
You're right.
But he's just going to keep giving up. That's all his philosophy is. He's like, I have this heart, and I'm just going to keep getting up. And I think by the end, you're going to quit and I won't.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
100%.
Totally. I mean, it's without a doubt, it's probably the best philosophy. Lorenzo, if you had one Rocky to pick as your favorite, what's your go-to?
Rocky Balboa.
Great choice.
It's, I mean, my favorite writing out of all of them, because life would totally do that. The man with the most vicious job would be alive, and his awesome wife, who was just wonderful, would die. That's how life would work out.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's alone. Nobody gets him. So, and no matter how many accomplishments this guy has, they're putting him down. And I'm like, what? And his son, he tries to, and I just absolutely love it. He does and being someone who's married and found the greatest person, I love that he goes to the tour of everywhere they used to hang out. It's wonderful. And you can't beat this right here, that phrase right there.
The best speech. It's better than anything JFK said. I'll tell you that right now.
I can tell you stories about JFK, unfortunately. My uncle was in the mob in the 70s, and he ran the mob. So my grandmother, his sister, she's got some stories.
That's
another podcast.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm very into that one.
I love that.
We'll have to
but this phrase right here it's just so remarkable. And I got invited to the book opening. You know, the big yellow book, guys?
Yeah, Tashin.
Yeah, I'm there, got to talk to Sly, and then I moved aside so other people can, although I wanted to just go. He just came for me, guys, so just go.
Yeah, of course.
And the guy next to me goes, sir, how did you come up with that phrase? And he went, oh, man. He's like, I was in my office, and my kid comes up to me, and he's got this attitude. And it just bothered me. And so we go outside. He's like, I want to talk to you outside. And it just came out. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
That's seen as something else.
Very, very good. Absolutely. Milo even got all teary-eyed.
Yeah.
It
was just such a perfect scene because Milo's just had it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just had it. He's like, I'm in your shadow. I can't get out of your shadow. Don't do this. And that speech comes out of nowhere. And when you see him get touched by it, how can you not get touched by it? And Sly sums up life right there because you're going to win the lottery, own Amazon, and the next day you're going to be out of business. That could happen. 100%. What are you going to do? Bitch and complain about it or move on?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. And I think that's the whole thing about life. When he says it ain't about how hard you hit, that's true because anyone really can hit hard. A lot of people can do well. If you apply yourself, if you study, if you apply your trade, whatever, but when things don't go, things out of your control, like when coronavirus happens, how do you react? If you have a business, how do you react to that? Do you fold and suck your thumb and cry, or do you find some way around it? Do you continue to go? So I mean, it's about how hard you can get it and keep moving forward.
Yes. And that's what the Rocky movies taught me is that my dad said, pay attention to these movies. They'll help your life in that always get the glass half full. Always half full, and if you do, you'd be great. And being an actor, I wanted one thing to be in the Rocky movies. I wanted so bad to be in there just to say, like you, Mike, in your documentary, you're successful as a cop and all this stuff, and you're like, I just want to be Rocky. I just want to do that.
That's it.
Yeah, and I totally got that. That. Because
I always love that line, Mike. I always love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
It just I want to be right. It just summed it up perfectly. Yeah.
And who wouldn't want to be Rocky? He's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
a version of Rocky.
A version of.
So Lorenzo, how did you? So you wanted to be you wanted to be in the Rocky movies. How does that happen? How does one go about being in a Rocky movie?
All right. So, first to take me now being an actor, I've needed this a lot right here because all my friends quit being an actor and they're on TV and movies And I couldn't even get a student film job. And my dad would just tell me, don't give up. I'm telling you, just don't give up like Rocky and it'll work out. So then I am working. Nothing's happening as an actor. So I go on the internet and find out how can I be successful? And wouldn't you know it, there's only one man in the entertainment business who says dreams are free. Mm-hmm. And that's Sylvester Stallone. He's like,
that's right.
Do what you got to do. And so I started writing, and that became really well for me. And then I said to my wife, I want to be a part of these movies. So then Rocky Balboa is coming out, and I'm like, and his son is not in it because he's doing other film projects. I'm like, score. My agent just fired me. Now, mind you, not like an agent like William Morris. We're talking the agent down the street behind the Subway shop.
Well aware of it.
Well, just so we're all clear, it's not like I'm pulling up in a Bentley here.
I understand.
So I find out who the casting director is, and I go to her office every day until I can meet somebody. Finally, an assistant comes out and says, "Please stop coming. We know who you. If we're testing people, if they don't work out, Lorenzo gets to audition." Right. So obviously they worked out, and then Creed 1 happened, didn't even have a shot, and then Creed 2 was coming, and I said to my wife Jessica, I said, "Honey, I can't see this guy doing much more Rocky." I should say he wants to do Rocky, but I could see him wanting to always go out like doing well. The movies do well. Yeah. So I said, "You know what? If you don't mind, I want to just go to Philly. I've never been there, and I'll just be an extra." So she's like, "All right, well, let's see what we can find." So she's at work, and at work finishes, and she's researching this casting company that's looking for all the under 5 roles. That's anybody that's speaking 5 lines or less.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. Now remember, I tried to be Robert Balboa, and it didn't work out just because Milo was, he was testing. I'll say he was testing first. Yeah. Okay, so then, sure. So then I get this email address of this company, and like Stacy, I email them all the time, a nice, short, never give up attitude.
Yeah.
And then I told my wife, and now mind you, it's shooting in Philly. They only will accept local hire. So I went on the internet and said, well, there's got to be some apartments for rent. So I go like this. Now, mind you, I've never been to Philly. So I was like, okay. So I just put in the email that I'm renting this apartment on so-and-so street, and I live there. Whoa. What, are they going to go to the apartment and knock on the door and say, "Hey, Lorenzo, you live there?" Yeah. What do they know? So then I did that. And then 2 weeks later, I get a call, and he says, "Hey, is this Lorenzo Leonard?" I said, "Yes, sir. This is Creed 2. We want to know if you want to play Robert Balboa stand-in for Creed 2. It shoots tomorrow." I said, "Absolutely, I'll be there." He says, "Okay, we're going to send you an email, all confidential. Don't say anything or you're gone." It's like, absolutely, don't you worry.
Right.
So I texted my wife this code, which which meant leave work because I got to fly to Philly. So I go online, I get the first ticket I can, and I'm off to Philly.
Insane.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
What locations were you standing in at?
Okay, I was at the Canada locations, which I think you were close by talking to him on the side there, right?
So when he does the Vancouver.
To his son's house
for the end.
Yes, and that day was like, you have bad days, but then you have days where everything goes your way. Yeah. And that's how that day was.
That's beautiful
for me. I mean,
that's beautiful.
Can I tell you about it if you don't mind? I'm really excited to tell you about it.
You were here. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was so excited. I was like, I hope they let me tell them.
Of course.
The importance of showing up early. That's
right.
What I love.
Right.
Exactly. About showing up early.
That's right. Well, that's My wife had the script and my paycheck framed for me for Christmas. So
nice.
Cool.
So my call time was 7:30, and my dad always told me, and my mom, if you're on time, you're late. I was like, all right, it's Rocky. Yeah. I'm practically sleeping there. I'm going to get there so early. I wanted to. So I figure, okay, let me get there about 6:30, 6 o'clock. So I got there, check in. They say, "Oh, you look great. Wow, you look just like them. Okay. Your hair is good. Go to the set." So I go to the set. I'm sitting in front of the building. Now, a lot of people were getting like, "Oh my God, Sly." So I was like, I can't fan out. You got to be really professional because they were kicking people out left and right.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Because they had extras and they got booted down the street. Wow. So I was like, I'm right here. I'm going to be nice. So then I'm standing there and I see the first AD. Yeah, I got it. Okay, don't worry about it. Hey, what's your name? Lorenzo. Hey, you want to play Rocky? Yeah, I want to play Rocky. Okay, calm down. Okay, you're going to play Rocky. Just sit here. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. You know, because when she said you want to play Rocky, I damn near pissed myself.
Of course.
Of course. But being that I know Rocky, I'm going to play Rocky like Rocky. So they're like, okay, we need to set up the scene, Lorenzo. So just get in the cab, look at the house, get out, bounce the ball, walk, and you're done. I was like, all right. But that's not what I heard. I heard play Rocky like Rocky likes it. So I went in the car. She's like, all right, get out of the car. But Rocky doesn't do things right away, especially when it's his son. He's going to think about it. He's going to meditate, and then he'll remember a fight down the street. And so then after a few minutes, she's yelling at me. She's like, get out, get out. I get out. Then I look at the building. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, then I start bouncing the ball. So now every now and then when I'm feeling sad, my wife says, "Now, didn't you play Rocky?"
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was great. I could have died at that point. And yeah. And then Sly shows up, and they're going over the scene, and I'm standing there and like, yeah, Lorenzo, get inside. I'm like, oh man, okay, whatever. I'm on a Rocky set, no big deal. And as I walked in, on all the cameras, I saw Rocky 8. They had the V. And and I was like, see, they know it's not Creed 2.
I know.
It's Rocky. It's a Rocky movie. Yeah. So I go inside, I sit down on the couch, which was right outside where they walked in, when they walked into their like right. And then a chair walks in, and then Sly walks in. He waves to me, and I'm like, it's gonna be that day.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be that day. So I was like, I'm not going to go crazy. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fan on this guy. I'm going to watch my hero because I get to watch an Academy Award nominated actor act and talk to people. And I'm going to watch all this.
Right.
Yeah. So I got to watch them. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do the scene too when I'm the stand-in. So then I memorized Milo's lines, and the other guy playing Rocky, we did the whole scene together, and they were like, hey, well, good job. And then I finally got to talk to Sly because he was holding the ball.
Yeah.
And then I said, hey, your security said that was the original one from Rocky. He's like, no, I sold it. No, it's just one. And then we started talking about dogs, and I thought this guy who's a millionaire, he was telling me about his parrot he used to have that was so loud and so annoying, and they live so long, and dogs don't live that long. He said nature had it backwards. They should have had dogs live forever.
Exactly right.
Well, and I found that impressive that he still thinks about his dog.
Yeah.
Butkus had meant quite a lot to him, and he's had other dogs too. In the meantime, you know, he does love his dogs. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's true.
So that was my Creed 2 story, and it was a dream come true.
That's amazing.
That's fantastic.
What happened after that, Lorenzo? Like, did that take you somewhere in your life, in your career?
Well,
that maybe you didn't think you could, or
yes, 100%. What it did was it was more like an understanding, because I was on the set doing the scene, and then people overhear me tell one of the people there that I don't live in Philly, and I flew out here. I paid for my ticket because I wanted to be a part of this film. He stopped me and he said, "That's what you got to do, Lorenzo. Always do that." And then I did the scene, and the camera guy was impressed with my acting, and it let me know that I could do that at that level. I might not have the right agent right now. I might not have the right connection right now, but that's the only thing, but it's only right now.
Right.
And it told me I was good enough to be there.
Oh, totally. My God. The only other thing you would need to tell you belong there was a giant neon sign blinking saying, Lorenzo, you belong here. Like, that's a sign. That's it.
Yeah, so it was awesome. And so after that, then I, really buckled down, started writing, and that has been great for me, just with his advice on just write, do your own projects, keep putting it out there, never give up. And that's the message I give to my kids too, is if you never give up, no matter what happens, you'll be successful.
Yeah, the least you will have is you can put your head on the pillow at night and say, you know what? I did my best today, and it wasn't in the cards for me today. Today it wasn't going to happen. But tomorrow's another day, and I'm going to do just as good, if not better, tomorrow. And I think the more of a mindset we have like that, you keep trying. It may take you 15 years or 20 years, but you know what? It will happen. Something will happen. Something.
And then if you die, at least you die knowing you have no regrets.
Well, right.
Yeah, you laid it all out.
Yeah.
Totally.
I've said the same thing to my daughter because she's a singer, and I said, sweetheart, I said it's all about sticking to it. You're waiting for talent to quit. Right. That you know what I'm saying? And I think was it Sly who said it? Some of the greatest talent we're never going to see because they don't dare. They're talked out of it. They're too shy. You know what I'm saying, or what have you. And I said you need to stick to it. Because you creep a little bit more and you are waiting for talent to quit. And Lorenzo, it's the same. I have no doubt you're going to hit that big one. I wanted you to talk also about some of the stuff, some of your shorts and what you have done, what you have produced, written and starred in.
Okay. Well, I was writing and it wasn't being successful. Everything I was doing was going really bad. So then I again went, well, let's go on the internet and see how to be a writer. And once again, I wasn't searching for it. It found me. I found Sylvester Stallone, where he said, I was always telling stories and I learned that I have to write what I know. So I liked wrestlers. So that's why I started writing Rocky. So I said, I have to write what I know. So I started writing. I wrote a short about my life, about this relationship and just things going wrong called Self-Help. And then that's the first short that got into a bunch of film festivals, won a bunch of awards. And then I met a distributor. And then after that, we did like a psychological thriller called Into Tartarus, and I got distribution. And now we're continuing moving forward, which any idea I have, is nothing degrading, but anything that's that's entertaining. I'm gonna put out there and throw it on the wall, do my best, work hard like Rocky, and then at the end of the day, you can't be sad.
So what is a typical day like for you, Lorenzo? You wake up in the morning. What do you do?
All right. I would love to wake up in the morning and run up the Rocky steps and pound some meat. I think that would be really awesome.
That's my job. Okay.
That's your job.
My God. Don't take that away from me, Lorenzo. I got nothing. There's very little up here. Okay. All I got is
what happened to Mike? I don't know. That Lorenzo he ran him and now he's the meat. He's
That's it.
Well, I get up at 6. I get the kids up.
Yeah.
I feed them, clothe them, bathe them, and drop them off at school.
Okay.
And so take care of the kids and the dogs. And then after that, I'm 100% on my dreams.
Gotcha.
So it's either doing online submissions or writing, or if I audition for a project, and they don't like to talk to actors, so I made up this name.
Yeah.
And I call them and say, I say I'm Billy Cross. I'm Lorenzo Leonard's agent. He's real talented. He auditioned for the Mike show. You really so So I put on a voice to try to get even further. Yeah. So it's all about the dreams, and every moment I'm always trying to not get 8 hours of sleep, maybe get 6, so I could work on it. And at the end of the day, I know that I did my best.
I'm always interested in how people pursue their dreams. For me, I had to work 3 jobs for 7 years before I could get into a job where I could be okay. What does it for you? What puts the food on the table and allows you to follow your dreams?
All right. Well, but years and years ago, I had to be a server and do massage therapy.
Nice.
That was like I would do both.
Gotcha.
And back in the 90s, I would work at Blockbuster, deliver newspapers, and I recorded the Rocky movie on cassette tape and would listen to it while I delivered newspapers. I
love it.
1, 2 in the morning.
How many have we found now that have done this?
A bunch of us.
We need to start a Facebook group.
That's right. Rocky cassette tapes.
Rocky cassette tape recorder.
Why don't we start another podcast called Rocky Cassette Tapes?
Yeah.
Rocky music.
Did you tape?
Cue the music.
Did you listen?
Have you done this? Have you gone to like Goodwill or something, seen the Rocky VHS tapes and go, I got it on DVD and digital. It would look really good on VHS. It really would complete the collection.
Yes.
You know what I have, Lorenzo, in my other room next to the Rocky room, because I have no more room left on these walls here. So in the other bedroom down here, I have I made this display of how I listen to all the music. So first it was the LP, the album, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then I have an 8-track. Then I have a cassette. Then I have a DVD or a CD of Rocky, and I have them all glued on this black background with a frame around it. And it's all the same Rocky. It's the Rocky, the black cover with the white. And so it just shows the growth of the music. Like, what's next? I always wonder. We have digital download and streaming. What's next?
Maybe a little chip in there,
right?
The wrist, and you go, and you go,
brain.
Rocky music.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe and you see the movie in your head, and you want to fast forward.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be like
a hologram.
Maybe Minority Reports.
Yeah,
hologram. Now that's cool.
Yeah.
Rocky, come on, man. I need to talk.
Yeah, like Iron Man, where he just he flicks it and moves it around and he's just doing all that.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like Minority Report, Mike, where we'll walk into a mall and we go, Lorenzo, you need to watch a Rocky movie.
Right? If they bring out like the best of the standalone moments where Rocky, like when he's telling Adonis about, beating the guy in the mirror, that's the toughest opponent you're ever going to face. Right. And then that's Rocky. We take Adonis out of it, and then we just see Rocky talking to you. He's looking at you in the face as a hologram, and he's saying, and they can substitute your word for Adonis. To me, that would be amazing.
Well, Mike, I'm kind of upset you said it because now I want it. So it's not my problem. It's your problem. You got to make it happen.
Now I got to go figure that out now.
Yeah.
I don't have enough to do.
It's another project.
I do have the 8-track Rocky, and I have the record Rocky. I have Rocky on record 1, 2, and 3.
Love it. What's the last Rocky including the Creeds? What's the last one you saw in theaters? Because they did a big re-release during COVID. The last movie I saw in movie theaters was Rocky 2 during COVID. There were certain COVID restrictions at this one movie theater, and they re-released Rocky 2. So Sue and I went to see it.
Awesome.
That's the last one. What was the last one you saw?
The last just movie?
What? No. The last Rocky movie, including the Creeds.
Okay, well, in the movie theater, of course, Creed 2, and the last Rocky movie, I mean, see, the thing about me is I watch Rocky and listen to it every day. At the movie theater, they didn't show any of that. I would have loved that if they would have had like a Rocky day, because I probably would have left the wife and said, deal with the kids. It's Rocky day.
Right.
Creed 2 was the last one I saw in 2018, and I was very, very excited to see it. I like he's so right that he said people gave me hassle about doing all these Rocky movies, but to see the development of the characters of him being called Kid and now he's calling people Kid, and to see how life has changed, where Mickey looks like he's 108 and now Stallone is that age, and he, it's like, what? He's got muscles. He still looks good. It's amazing.
He looks good. Yeah,
he's amazing.
Yeah,
Burgess was the same age Stallone was in Creed. I couldn't believe it. That's crazy.
Nutso.
Crazy. So what's next on the horizon for Lorenzo? What's coming up next in your life?
Well, if the Rocky trio lets me, every week we're going to turn in on the street.
Yes.
On the street interviews.
Special announcement. I didn't know we were breaking this, but let's break it.
Breaking news.
We're breaking news.
Well, you guys, I wish you would have been there, because only a Rocky fan would like this. I'm going up to random people going, hey, guys, don't you want to be on the Rocky Files podcast, the fastest growing Rocky podcast on there? Come on, man. Who doesn't like Rocky? And they're like, wait, what?
Right.
And my wife and kids, they don't, it doesn't faze them, because they know how passionate I am. When I'm at the grocery store wearing the Rocky beats Apollo in 1979, this guy comes up to me and says, he didn't really beat Apollo. And my wife goes, oh no. They walked away, and I went, what are you talking about? Beating it? What?
Breaking news.
I was like, no, let's sit right here. Yes, on the street with Lorenzo Leonard.
Hey, listen. Forget about Afghanistan. We got Lorenzo Leonard.
Forget about that.
Man on the street, man. This is where it counts.
Yes. what they think about Rocky, I'm going to ask them.
Right.
You heard it here first. So, Lorenzo, go through it. What are you going to be doing, Lorenzo?
Yeah.
We're going to put a few in. We'll put one in, and then I'm going to start posting them.
So tell everyone, breaking news, what is this? What is Lorenzo doing?
Well, I felt inspired that I like to be a part of everything Rocky.
Right.
Perfect.
And when I think about great Rocky people, these people come in. So I was like, wait a second, their show needs some on the street interviews. So I was like, let's just talk to them. How has Rocky inspired them? I interviewed one guy and he said it was the music. I didn't really watch the movie, but the music changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just hearing those stories, I think, is great to see how all people of all ages, like on Instagram, Sly meets those kids at the golf place, and and they're like, "Oh, you're Rocky."
Yeah. If you can get some kids, actually, I think we're going to do our next episode, the youth episode. We'll talk about that. But if you have some street correspondence with kids, send us that. We will include it in that episode for sure.
Well, see, Stacey, you did something wrong there. If
right, what am I thinking?
You don't understand. I will stay outside all day until I get kids. And then my wife will go up to him going, please, I just want to go home. Just let the crazy person interview you.
I don't, Lorenzo, call me skeptical, but I don't know if you have the type of energy we're looking for.
Mike, you gotta hear me. You got to hear me out.
Oh, are you kidding me? Lorenzo, you kick ass with a capital K and a capital A, all right?
Well, thank you so much, Mike. And
you're my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Mike, I love you. I thought it was just me about Rocky. And when I saw this dude wants to be Rocky, I said, oh, my God. And then the only other thing he likes more than Rocky is Christmas. I'm like, oh, my God, it's my brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, we're the Griswolds. I mean, I swear to God.
I love the Griswolds.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I have a Christmas tree up right behind me.
Do you really?
We do Christmas in July. I always wanted to do Christmas in July, and when the pandemic happened, my kids couldn't do anything. So I said, honey, Christmas in July. So they wake up on the 25th with presents and a Christmas tree.
That's amazing.
You know what? That is so. See, it sounds like my life too, because my birthday is in August, right? So my wife, one year, she didn't know what to do. She always likes to do these big wow gifts. Yeah. And she always everyone is better than the next. Well, one year I think it was 2018, she didn't know what to do. So I had a tour. I left in the morning. What does she do? She went downstairs, gets the 10-foot Christmas tree, puts it up, decorates it, puts the lights on it, leaves it up from the middle of August until Christmas. So I can see it every day.
Oh, God.
Talk about love.
Wow.
Yeah. So your family is like my family.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Let the bromance begin.
I'm telling you. Seriously,
Yeah.
there's always a room here for you and the family. Or just you if you want to come down, hang out in the Rocky room.
Now, Mike, see, I'm that person where you're like, Stacey, he's here. He won't leave. He won't leave. You know how Paulie won't leave Rocky? I got it. I'm living it now.
Exactly. That's all right. Listen, we got a whole downstairs. You have your own shower, your own bathroom. You can sit here, watch Rocky.
Wait, do you have a Rocky shower?
I have a Rocky shower curtain. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
There is. There's a Rocky shower curtain.
What? I love it, man.
Yeah. I'm thinking about hanging some frozen beef in the corner when I get out of the shower. Just practice. That's an ugly image. I'm sorry. That's an ugly image.
You can't see it, but Mike in one corner of the basement has the Rocky One apartment. Like that's where you'll stay.
Right around the corner.
It's the whole apartment. Showers in there. Everything.
Exactly. We have everything there for guests, and it's all Rocky related. And then you go to the gym, and then we have Rocky's locker, so you can reenact. Yo, Mike, whose stuff is this in my locker?
Now, see, Mike, I'm getting like teary-eyed here because this sounds like the best day ever.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's just come down, have fun. When you're on the East Coast, just let me know. Come on over.
No, because we go now like trips. My first thought, I tell the kids, they say Hawaii, Florida, dude, let's go see Rocky. Who wants to race dad up the Rocky steps?
Yes.
My wife will take your wife and the kids, go shopping, go to lunch, go to whatever, and we'll sit here. We'll just sit here and have fun.
It's funny. I told my wife about you and your wife. I told my wife about you and your wife, and she said, "I have to meet his wife. Another crazy Rocky fan. We'll have a lot in common."
The sympathy for both women in our lives will have the sympathy going back and forth.
Well, I said that to Lorenzo. I'm like, whenever your wife said that you could name your son Rocky, I was like, talk about huge wife points. And then Sue has like a bajillion wife points. No, literally, you guys are carbon copies of each other. It's actually quite true.
Do you do this with your wife, Mike? When you see her, you go, "Hey, yo, Adrian, you don't give Rocky a kiss? Come on, give me a kiss. Come on, I need a kiss."
I do a version of that. True story. I don't want to hold you up all night. I know you're a very busy human being. But
when we're talking about Rocky, nothing matters anymore. It's all about Rocky. Oh, just so we're clear.
The whole evening.
So I'll do 2 tours, right? So that's 8 hours. Then I got to go do Rocky at the convention center as a Rocky impersonator, right? So I got to wait around 2 hours, but I got to stay in Rocky mode. So all day long, it's half Mike, half Rocky. At the end of the night, it's Rocky in front of like 6,000 union people, like plumbers or something at the convention center in Philly. Yo. You got the hat and everything. So now you're up on stage. You're in front of 7,000 people. Then welcome into Philly. You got to get back in your car. You got to go home. I walk in the door. Sue, she works in retail, which is a horrible existence. I did it for a long time. And I'll walk in and I'll go, "Hey, honey, how you doing tonight? Huh? Is the day at school at work was okay?" I don't need Rocky. I need Mike, okay? The day was long. I had these customers that were in my face. I don't need the Rocky shtick, okay?
I need Michael.
I just turn it off.
Right, and you got to shut it off. And it's very, very difficult to shut that off when for 12 hours it's Rocky. But she's right. And the only one that can hit me, she hits me with these verbal bricks that brings me, shocks me back into coherency.
She's my girl out the back, like
stop. Exactly.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, but when my wife is getting like, having a bad day or something, I go, I'll go to her and go, "Honey, remember in the 14th round, huh? His wife, his manager would telling him, and she goes, honey, it's a movie. Okay, please with the 14th, 15th round already." I was like, "Honey, what would Rocky do? You know what he would do? He's rich. He would call an assistant to do the lawn. He wouldn't be outside doing the lawn."
That's true.
Yeah. But no, you know what? My wife's so awesome. If it wasn't for her, we would never trademark. I would never write. Right? She's always there just saying, "No, you could do it. You could do it." It's not a matter of if, it's when. She's totally that Adrian for me.
You need that person. That's so key.
Yeah.
That's so key.
Lorenzo and Anthony, don't you two think that one of the key reasons why the Rocky Files is a little more interesting than some of the other podcasts out there is because we have an Adrian factor going on here in Stacy? That Stacy to me,
100%.
Seriously,
100%,
100%, and also 3 guys talking. Also writes an amazing Adrian movie.
Oh my God!
I told her,
had me in tears.
Yeah. Oh, I was supposed to meet her to do like we were going to talk, and I hadn't read the script. I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't lie." So I was like, "I'll just read a couple pages." I got half of it done in less than an hour.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Thank you.
I see Lorenzo as Robert, a young Robert.
I know.
Right?
Could you imagine? Oh.
Exactly.
I can.
I could die after that.
Amazing. Amazing.
My God.
No, Lorenzo's helping me out with some people, so that's
beautiful.
Absolutely. I want to ask you guys something.
Yeah.
So, what's your guys' favorite Rocky movie and why?
Ooh.
Ladies first.
Oh. That's tough. It's always 3 or 4 for me. I love my favorite scene in 3 is, and I've said it before, is the way his training style and the way he moves in the ring. You know what I'm saying? How he goes from lead foot to very light, and ducks and all that. I just love that transformation. That's to me very exhilarating. And then of course Rocky 4. I don't know. it's criticized. It's a 2-hour music video. I don't know. I am the MTV generation. After I saw that movie, I felt like I could fly. We were nuts. I mean, we were in middle school. Yeah. The boys were reenacting the scenes. The girls are, talking about the training scenes and all that stuff.
Right.
We loved all that.
Snow, running in the snow.
The beard.
Yeah, and I love the scene in Rocky 4 when with Adrian, of course, and he's in Russia, she's not there. He's like, and then he sees her, and then all of a sudden, he just ramps up, and that I love their relationship. For me, of course, I love the boxing. I love, when he calls in Apollo back and he's still standing. I love all that, but for me, it's always the relationship between them and the way it fuels him is just adorable. Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah,
3 and 4. I can't decide. It's always 3 or 4.
I know.
Anthony, what do you think?
It's so tough, but I always go back and forth. But I always say, for me, 1 and 2. Again, why I always say 1 and 2 for me. I always say, I've said this before. Is one movie to me just continued.
Yeah, it feels the same.
It's just one.
100%.
Right.
It was one movie that just.
I just think it's one movie, and I just love all of 1 and 2. As for me, it's one film.
I'm with you. I've always thought of it as one film too.
I just do. I just think it's like part 1, part 2. That's how I think of it. And then Rocky Balboa, Rocky 3, Rocky 4. Rocky
I like
5,
when you ask someone, "What's your favorite Rocky movie?"
Nobody can decide.
There's 4. There's 1.
You have to go down the list. Yeah, but it's 1 and 2. The fights, I really thought Rocky was Rocky.
Right.
The most in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think he brings it back in 6. He's an older version.
Yeah.
I think the truest Rocky is 1 and 2, and I just love every part of it. Every fight, all of it.
They're awesome. I like how he kind of included everything that was going on in his life, which made, I think, Rocky, it seemed to be even better.
Yeah, right.
I would agree. I would have to say probably for me, it's round 14. Rocky, the original Rocky is my favorite. Changed the course of my life. Yeah. Favorite moment in Rocky is round 14, where Rocky gets knocked down, gets up, waves Apollo in. Yep. And if Carl Weathers doesn't shrug that head, like, oh my God. If he doesn't do that, that's the thing that sells it. And when Rocky waves him in, that is such a metaphor for life. I don't know what equals
100%. My father used to stop that scene with me, and he would go. He's like, "Look this is the best in the world," and he's like, "Mother effer."
Yeah. Bring it. Yeah.
Bring it. Yeah. Bring it, because that was his dream. His goal was to be standing at the end of the fight. And then I'd have to say, Rocky Balboa, the speech he gives his son is the best way I've lived my life. Just don't blame other people for where you aren't where you want to be. If you know where you want what you want, go out and get what you want. And so that's it for me, man. I mean, but then sometimes I'm just in a mood to watch, Rocky 3 or Rocky 4. I'm just in that mood. I don't want to think too heavy. I just want to be taken away to a universe that has made all the difference in my life. And I enjoy it. I enjoy all of them.
Yeah,
they're great. And I love the street fight.
Great.
Good old fashioned Rocky on the street,
right?
Telling this little attitude kid and taking him down.
Exactly.
Especially when he goes, "Sue me for what?"
Right? Exactly.
You're gonna get nothing.
Nothing.
No, I love that line. I have
absolutely nothing. Guys, before we let Lorenzo go,
we're gonna talk all night. We're in this together now. You got me on. We're never leaving.
This is gonna be a DVD where we'll have to put extras in to continue.
You know what, Anthony? This is going to be like the picture at the end of The Shining, where Jack Nicholson has now become part of the picture forever.
Here's Lorenzo.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Breaking through the Rocky door. Yeah.
Exactly. Listen, do you two have any other questions before I ask you my last question?
Stacy.
Oh, you didn't answer your favorite. I was going to have you answer your favorite Rocky movie and why.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
I like the whole how he's alone, and it was, he had like the most vicious job, and he should have been dead a long time ago. This kid has got an attitude. These people are calling him a has-been, and he's the 2-time heavyweight champion. He's fought more tough fights than anyone ever will in the history of life. Right. And he just continues on. and it's really inspiring. His working out. I love how he's running up during the montage, and he's kind of like, oh my God, this ain't like it used to be. And I love that.
Yeah.
Because it shows the guy's not young as springtime anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Where Duke says we got to change. You can't do this. You can't do that. You have to change completely the way you train.
Yep.
And
and it's hard to get past.
He kept going. He kept going.
He kept going and going. And it's hard for me to get past too. Like when I'm really sad or things aren't going well, I actually on YouTube they have an audio of Adrian waking up and saying, "I want you to do one thing for me. Win." All I got to do is hear that, and you're just like energized.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. The win and then the bell.
Oh yeah, I remember when you got it. When I first saw it, we all turned to each other and go, "Oh yeah, he's done. Apollo's done." If Adrian's on his
on his side, it's happening.
You're done.
That's it.
I tell you, that's why I love that Rocky 2 fight, because they're both into it. At that point, because one was a great fight, but you think about how Apollo thought it was kind of a joke, right?
Mm-hmm. He totally did.
And now in 2, he's coming for him.
Yeah.
So Apollo's giving him his best. Rocky's giving him his best.
Right.
Really, I just think that's a super fight.
I like at the end where you find out a lot about Apollo, where he says it's not going to be like last time. I would rather lose than get that stupid decision of points.
Yeah.
And you got to respect that about the person. And then good luck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anthony, any last questions?
I want to know when Lorenzo on the Street, the Rocky Files version starts.
Oh, see, you don't be doing that. You're planting stuff. And see, this plant just goes right up.
That's okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
This is what I'll even say. You tell me what you want, and you'll get it.
All right, we're going to do that.
Okay. I sense a Zoom call coming up very shortly.
Yeah, I sense one too. Lorenzo on the Street, Rocky Files edition.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We could go live. You tell me, Lorenzo, I need someone on the street now. Boom, on the cell phone. We're here with so-and-so.
Crazy.
Told you guys.
I'll even make them.
Great.
I'll even make them do impressions. Make them run. I'll find steps and make them run up I'll go to the Academy Award building. Make them run up the Academy Award steps.
That's right. Yeah, the Kodak Theater, right? Isn't that right down the street? Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's not the same. In Philly, you run up those steps and it's really tiring. You see, like, whoa, that takes a lot of. Those aren't. They're made. They walk up like kings. It's, it's so,
I think there's a few escalators over there too, by the way.
Yeah.
I think around the corner from them.
Yeah. What wasn't it? I hate to stop you, but I remember hearing a couple years ago weren't they thinking of taking out the Rocky steps?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this, Stacey? I know Mike did, because
I did start a petition. I was on TV shows and I was in magazines and news shows. And
that's where I first heard about you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would go dressed as Rocky on all these shows, and I would say, they're trying to kill the steps. You know what I mean?
They cannot do that.
They wanted to kill the steps because they said it was getting in the way of the art in the building.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's galleries underneath the Rocky steps, and they wanted natural light to come in. They wanted to take 25-foot section of Rocky steps out near the top and put a window in. Actually, we should, in edit, Anthony, we should put in a quick picture. I'll send you the picture of what I'm talking about so everyone can see the disaster. It's like, just because like skirts have shortened, what do? Change the Statue of Liberty? You're going to raise the skirt up to the knees on the Statue of Liberty?
Right.
It's a bunch of crap, man.
Yeah, and everyone that goes in there,
crap, man.
That's why they're going. When I was in Philly, I went in there and I walked on. I thought actually they had like a Stallone art exhibit. So I was like going in there and they didn't. I was like, I was like, you guys should do this. This is why people know you stop the steps. You need to come. But when I heard that, I couldn't believe it. Mike, I thought of you. I'm jumping around. The mind's getting mixed up. No, when I was in Philly for Creed 2, I was leaving, and I told my wife, I got to run up the Rocky steps one more time.
Yeah.
So I run up the Rocky steps. As I'm leaving, I look down, and a piece of the Rocky step is broke.
Yeah.
So I went...
I would do the same thing.
Yep.
Put it in your pocket.
I thought it was a sign from the Rocky gods that if some idiot takes out these steps, first you're going to have a Rocky jail because every Rocky is going to come and kill the construction crew.
Yes, true. We'll be there for that.
Like, we'll all chain ourselves like Fonzie did to the boulder at Inspiration Point. Remember? And then he walked into Arnold's and it's a little rock. And they goes, Fonz, I thought you were tied to the rock. Yeah, this was the boulder.
Yeah. I really see that happening.
That cannot happen.
No.
You will have so many people protesting. I will be there.
Well, you should have seen when they took out the statue in the middle, and where that was a big deal. They didn't. They didn't want the statue. They don't want anything to do with that.
No, it's crazy,
and it's sad because obviously people go there because of Rocky.
And that's one of the.
Try it. Just try it because. All of us crazies are going to be there, like not happening.
That's true.
You should be proud of that. Like, I don't if that happened here, oh my, really, if that happened in Toronto, that would never be touched. That would
Agreed.
That would never even be a thought to be touched because we're starving for anything that. Like if we had Rocky in our city, that would be like, that's all we would ever talk about. But.
Right.
Well, awesome. Anthony, in the wintertime, you need to do some reenactments of Rocky 4.
Yeah.
It was like
they got the snow
in Canada.
Very easy. I just do it in my backyard. It's just you don't have to go that far.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, when you're doing the tour, you get to the Rocky steps.
Yeah.
What's the feeling in the bus for these people who's never seen it?
Tears. Some of them break out into tears. Some of them are speechless. Some are in awe. They run the steps. They come back. They sit in the van, and they're like. They cannot believe that they just did that. It's such because that moment in the movie has helped them through so much in their own lives. Whether they've just gotten cancer, they've gotten married, divorced, lost a job or whatever, it's very personal while they run the steps. Yeah. And it goes far beyond an actor in an ugly gray sweatsuit.
Right.
100%.
They see that and they acknowledge that. But now they run these steps for very personal reasons. And there's wedding parties over there. There's every type of creed, religion out there. They come together and it's such a beautiful togetherness of people. There's never any negativity over there.
Unifying.
Yeah, very much
we
so.
need so bad.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
so true. It's so true. When you run up, I remember when I did it for the first time and I saw the historical buildings, I was like, wait a second, there's other things to do here? No, it isn't. It's about Rocky. It takes your breath away. It really
it does.
Truly does. And Rocky is so awesome. And those times when you're sad, guys, if anyone's out there sad, Rocky was always like my best friend. I felt like Rocky. I was Rocky because his struggles, I was like, man, this is me. Just not a boxer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Speaking of a boxer, Lorenzo, we're getting a high sign from our management and our producers in the studio behind the glass cage. I've got one last question for you.
No, you got 10 more. We can never stop talking about Rocky.
I wish we could. Our last question for you. If you had 30 seconds in an elevator with Sylvester Stallone,
I thought about this.
What would you say? Go.
First, I want to tell you that because of you, because of your movies, I never gave up. My whole life, I've been an underdog at every single solitary thing I did. And my father showed me the Rocky movies. And it taught me to never give up. Kids pick on me as a kid. They tell you I don't know why people tell you can't be an actor. And my father and my mother said, you watch Rocky and you get it there. And because of you, I'm here and I'm an actor today. You don't know me, but I'm an actor, and you can put me on street, Google me, and you'll find me. I also write because of you. I know this is crazy, but I write these stories, and I have my hand on the doorknob. And if you give me an opportunity, I promise you I'll make you proud like a son. Because in the straightest way, in the most loving way, I love everything that you're about.
And the door's open, and Sylvester Stallone walks you to the commissary, and you have a sandwich, and you're friends.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, it's fine. You know, it's funny. I got to tell you, you're not getting me off that easy, Mike. I don't care.
Click.
So I go to the book opening, right?
Yeah.
Remember I told you how I'm the underdog and everything?
Right,
they say don't take pictures. So I'm not taking pictures. Everybody's taking pictures with him, and nobody's saying anything. So he's alone. And I said, you know what? I think I can talk to him now. So I tell them about my father, Rocky attitude, and I thank him. I said, you know, you're awesome, blah, blah, blah. And he said, wow, thank you so much. You want to take a picture? I said, absolutely. They told me not to, though. He's like, hey, well, it's me. Just let's take a picture. So I put my cell phone up right at that moment. Who's taking a picture? Security, get him out of here right now.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, what? And he turns around and goes, hey, it's my friend from Philly.
Nice.
So now, and that's where this picture is. And now, now every time something happens, my wife will go, oh, I know. You're his friend from Philly.
Right, there you go.
I didn't mean to interrupt the friend from Philly.
Yeah,
I love it.
Perfect.
I
love it.
That was a great elevator ride, Lorenzo.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We'll see. One day it'll happen. Yeah.
Anthony, quick, run.
Yeah.
No, don't click.
I'm just going to cut him off.
We got more stories, Mike.
We're going to have you back. You're our man
having
on
you
the
back.
street.
I promise.
You're our man on the street.
With Lorenzo Leonard.
Say it one more time. One more time.
On the street with Lorenzo Leonard because we love Rocky so much. Okay,
Lorenzo, thank you.
Thank you so much,
We're going to have you back very soon.
No, thank you guys. Honestly, I love when people love Rocky, and you guys are so awesome. I love what you did this for the fans, and that's what people need.
Yep, for sure. That was the goal.
We're buddies now.
Lorenzo, keep punching.
What?
Bye, Lorenzo.
See you later,
Bye.
Bye.
He's out of here.
Oh my God, this guy.
Wow.
He's awesome. This is my favorite part because we all know that on the inside, that's exactly what we're thinking, what we're doing. Right. And he just does it out loud. He just is that excited, that much energy, and that just out there with it. Where I think the rest of us try to be, a little more controlled, or we don't want to tell anybody how crazy we are. He's like, I'm a crazy Rocky fan, and that's it. I love that.
He's a blinking sign.
Yes, he's awesome.
Exactly.
And I'm just psyched that he's going to be. He's going to be sending us those street interviews. That's going to be a recurring thing.
I can't wait to see more of that. Anthony, what do you think about this guy? I mean, seriously, have you ever met a guy who had that much energy?
Never. Like it was a roller coaster from the beginning to end, and I love listening to everything he had to say. He had so much energy. Like I can't believe the stuff that he did. Like the getting a place in Philly and getting there early, and like he did whatever he had to do just to be part of that. And that is unbelievable, because how many people are like fight that hard? Like I never, like, I couldn't even imagine saying I am gonna do whatever I can, fly down, get an apartment, do whatever I can, just stand outside just to be part of the film. To me, that stuff is like, I can't do that. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Like, so for him to actually do all of that stuff and live his dream to be part of a Rocky film, man, that's unbelievable. And I love the thing with his father. Encouraging him from the beginning.
Yes.
I mean, I'll tell you, not a lot of parents, are like that. To, especially with acting and stuff like that. Most parents think it's a crazy dream, and his dad was like, you go get it. So I mean, that's awesome stuff. He's so just
sweet,
great,
so genuine.
I gotta tell you,
genuine.
I love this shirt. What was it, Rocky Attitude?
Rocky Attitude.
Rocky. I thought that was pretty interesting, and a great philosophy he got from his father, which was just it was beautiful to hear. But also, I think being on set, I mean, wow, I can really appreciate that firsthand from my adventures of being on Balboa and the Creeds. And another thing that struck me during our interview with Lorenzo, man on the street for the Rocky Files, was the more I kept looking at him, the more I kept seeing Milo Ventimiglia. I really was seeing it, with the exception of the Rambo hair. If he had a little shorter hair, I swear to God, I was really digging that vibe. And so I know what I felt, and he echoes that beautifully in his description. Like you said, Anthony, getting there early and so on, and happenstance being what it is, and he gets to be Sandy. So for me, I just he's a Hall of Famer to me in that story. That really is all about going for it, going the distance, all those metaphors that we use all the time. Yeah. You know, he lived it. He lived it. And he's a fan. He started out just as a Rocky fan with his dad's philosophy. I don't think it can get any more simplistic or beautiful than that. So that's my takeaway on it.
Yeah, that's awesome because like
Anthony, you know what? I was thinking I think you would do that under this circumstance.
Okay.
If Sylvester Stallone had 3 plumbers to come down and he needed work and he was going to choose, I bet you would go down and you would take a page out of Lorenzo's book, right?
Okay, now you're talking. So
now you're talking.
Now you're talking.
There you go.
Stallone is like, I need a plumber.
Right.
I'm going.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Anthony would do something like that.
You got to find your motivation. That would be the motivation.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's what Lorenzo had. Stace, what are we plugging? What are we going to talk about? What do we want to punch people in the face before we say goodbye?
Okay, well, I want to show off my new pop socket, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I found this on Amazon. I need a new pop socket. Every female in the world has a pop socket. So this is on Amazon, ladies, if you want to go get it. And then my shameless plug of the week is Marco from the UK. I'll say it again. He has a great fan page on Facebook, Going the Distance, Rocky Balboa. So
he's got a great story too. He's got a great journey.
He does.
We ought to get him. We ought to get him on to talk because
he's on my
list. Yeah, he's got lots to say. He really is. He's a great guy, and love you, Marco, if you're watching.
Yeah. I'm sure he is.
Awesome page.
Anthony, anything else? You have any plumbing gigs coming up you want to share? Is there anything you want to talk about? Anything at all?
Anything you want to plug?
Called you and said he needs a plumber. I don't have any plumbing plug. Just guys, Instagram, subscribe. Follow us because we want to make some t-shirts and
we want to make t-shirts. We need 1,000.
Need a little help to make some t-shirts. So if you want some t-shirts, we want some t-shirts. Follow, subscribe on YouTube. Also, just a little correction. People have been asking. Follow us on Podbean. Number 1. Number 2. Some people have been saying, why isn't the podcast on iTunes every week? There's a little bit of a delay because there is a little bit of technical difficulties. So we're gonna call it. We're gonna sort it out, but we're a little bit behind. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten to upload. They will be there. We're just trying to work out some stuff, so we'll fix that.
So watch for our new contest coming up. I won't say what it is. I'm excited about it, and
Anthony's our model.
Yes, be looking for people to send in those pictures once you find out what it is.
Yes,
absolutely.
Awesome.
Send them. Join our contest. We love the contest.
We love the contest. You guys killed it with the fedoras. You'll
make this one even better.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys. That's it.
Next week, guys. Round 7. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Lucky number 7.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one.
Up there. We're getting
going
up there.
To the lucky 7.
Yeah, we're getting up to we're getting up to the pro ranks.
We are. We are. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I think 10. You're a pro.
You're a pro at 10.
Yeah, we're gonna call it.
I think we're gonna hit it.
You're a pro.
For sure.
We're gonna hit it.
All right. Love you
guys.
All right, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Have a good night.
Keep punching.
Good night, guys.
Southern California, talking to
Oscar Andrew.
Oscar Andrew. And wouldn't you know it, he saw the Creed shirt, and guess what he is?
I'm a huge Rocky fan.
Huge Rocky fan. So how old are you, sir?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old, and his favorite Rocky film is?
Rocky 4.
And why is Rocky 4 your favorite Rocky film?
Just the plot and how he has to overcome adversity, and it's just the soundtrack. It's just a masterpiece. 100%. I love it. 5 out of 5 for me.
Awesome. You can't beat the music.
The music.
And we were talking about how it's such a David versus Goliath.
Exactly.
And he figures out how to beat this guy. And now, being that Rocky 4 is your favorite movie, what has it taught you about life and whatnot?
That no matter, you just keep fighting. No matter the hits, you just keep going and just relentlessness and overcome that adversity because it brings out the best in you for sure.
So if Mr. Stallone is watching this, what do you want him to know about Rocky 4?
Oh man, Rocky 4 has changed my life in such a positive positive way. Like it's unexplainable. Like I always listen to it when I'm working out, and it just gives me an extra boost of, let's say, fire and motivation to finish my workout or push to go even deeper, you know, to do one more set, one more rep. So that's
Oscar,
for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
And
no, thank you.
do you want to give is there like a scene in Rocky that's your favorite? You want to give like your best impression? Like me, Rocky 2, I always do the like, yo, Adrian, I did it. Do you have like a Rocky impression you want to do?
Yeah.
Or do you have a favorite line from Rocky 4?
If he dies, he dies. Right there.
Thank you so much, Oscar. You're the best, sir. Rocky 4, gotta love it. Yeah. Everyone's a Rocky fan. Let's hear it for Oscar! Give a shot to everybody here, I did it. Yeah, Rocky! Who loves Rocky? Yeah, Rocky!